What's up, friends? Back with another episode, Sammy and Marissa's husbands. Special episode today. We have two guests. Two
A
guests. I
double
think this
guest.
this might be the first time in podcast history that we've had two guests on.
I think
I
it
don't
is this
know.
from my
Yeah,
memory. I think this is.
yeah,
I
definitely.
think it is. We're breaking barriers over here. But surprise, surprise, guest number one is Corey. Guest number two is Mike. So big time stuff going on here.
Fitting, fitting.
Goat
All right.
team.
Well, let's
Hmm.
go ahead and talk in some lives and recent, Corey, since you frequent the pod a little less often than Michael. We'll start with you. What's been
Bullshit.
up? What you been up to?
We talk about that. Ah, for me, it has been G&G, baby. Golfing and grinding. That's
Uh,
pretty much it.
You said
Yeah,
golfing and
that's
grinding.
that's my
now,
life,
now,
really.
Trey,
Golfing
is
and
it
grinding.
just?
Yeah,
There we go. Okay,
that's
I
what I'm
can hear you
doing.
better now.
All right, sorry. Technical difficulty.
Oh, it's all good.
G&G though.
It's all good. You say so. G and G is golfing and grinding.
Yeah, golfing and grinding. That's
Golfing
that's
and
my life.
grinding.
I'm
How
either
how
golfing
often
or I'm at work.
how often do you golf?
Been trying to golf every weekend.
Okay, I've heard Myrtle
I
Beach has
mean,
some
I don't
good
think
courses.
yeah, yeah, it is. Um, it's got probably 90 something courses, and I'm trying to make it a goal to play as many as I possibly can. I think I'm at like 10.
That's what's up. Do you have like a specific favorite or like a local that you kind of frequent more often?
I've been going to a place called World Tour a lot. Got like a bunch of famous holes. So like Sawgrass 17, it has like a replica of that. It has some Augusta replica holes, bunch of different places. So that's a pretty cool one. And it's like 5 minutes down the street from me. So it's been nice. Go there after work, walk nine sometimes, and it's nice. Real good.
Heck yeah, that's the cheap way to do it too, because golf can get crazy expensive. So if you just walk nine, like it's
Mm-hmm.
way cheaper.
Yeah,
Half price. Yeah.
yeah. That $20 cart fee is a real bitch. Yeah, it adds
Ooh.
up, man.
They'll get you with that.
Yeah.
Tell you
Um,
what. I know. Charge you both, and then you're riding the same partnership.
yeah, right. It's fucked up, but yeah, we'll definitely get into some golf stuff here soon. But golfing and grinding, that's what's up, Mike. What's been up with you?
Nothing. Just working. Now I have what I classify as a make believe corporate job. So I do nothing really. I just clock in and I clock out. I make a couple phone calls a day, which is nice. Um, Mondays and Fridays I work from home, so I'm lounging by the pool with my laptop. Get a work today. I got a workout in midday, which was nice. Now I have my evening to do what I want. And aside from that, just fantasy football. I'm the commissioner of four teams, four championship winning teams, and that's my life.
Commissioner.
Working and commissioning.
That's not it. That's not the terminology we're going for there.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know
well,
if you're.
You're
I
a
think commissioner.
manager.
Yeah, you're the manager of four teams. The commissioner is the league, but it's okay. It's all right.
no, I'm commissioning four teams.
Okay, dude. Okay, dude. So is this job kind of like a stepping stone for you?
Yeah, just it's a transitionary period, so I'm just kind of hanging out, waiting for something to pop up.
Broke
You know,
air.
needed something to pay the bills.
I hear that. Bills can be expensive. They'll fucking get you.
Yeah, and I, I it's tough when you don't have a job and then you steadily see your savings diminishing every month by thousands of dollars. So it's like, all right, well, you got to fucking work. You got to do something.
Yeah, maybe start an OnlyFans.
Yeah. Would you subscribe?
If it helped pay your bills, I would subscribe for you.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
I do have to also say something as we begin this podcast is Tyler usually does the editing. So this is going to be raw and unfiltered. All right.
So no
So
slurs, Corey. Keep the slurs to a minimum, okay?
let's keep the
Uh-huh.
slurs down because it's getting published. Hopefully, this is not the podcast that we get canceled from.
Mm.
But you never know. And if so, it's been a good run, and hopefully we go out with a bang. All right, well, I'll talk a little my life of recent. I talked to you about this, Mike. I don't think I talked to you
One.
about it, Corey. Um, I had this like crazy fiasco with my dog. So Kobe, he's like about to turn 1. I'm pulling up from work, getting off. I'm home pretty early this day. And Sam calls me as I'm pulling into the driveway, and she's like, "Hey, Kobe's acting really weird. He's thrown up twice, and he's like collapsed on the floor." And I was like, "Okay, I'm coming inside. Like, just give me a second." Blah blah blah. I go inside, and he's like, got this, 1,000 yard stare in his eyes. There's puke everywhere. He's like dribbling pee on himself, kind of, and he's
Ugh.
like unable to stand up. So we're like super scared. Obviously we knew something is wrong because he's like really calm and just out of it. So we took him to the emergency vet, and we get there, they do blood work, everything's coming back pretty normal. So we're starting to like settle down and be all right. He gets some like fluids pumped into him. And the vet comes back in. She's like, "Look, it doesn't look like he got into any poison or anything like antifreeze or anything like that, but like what we really think it is there any chance he got into some marijuana at the house?" And I was like, "No, no, no, there's no chance he got into marijuana at our house." And she's like, this is what we see when a dog consumes like a pretty good amount of marijuana. And I'm just like, what the heck? So like Toby is just
What are we doing?
stoned out of his freaking mind, like throwing up. I
God.
don't I don't know what happened. I don't know if like somebody dropped it because there's like a basketball court behind our house, and I don't know if somebody dropped like a baggie while they were playing basketball and it like blew into our yard. Um, because he's been known to chew some stuff.
Now, Trey, I just want to ask one qualifying question there. What are you trying to say about people that play basketball?
Look, I right when I said basketball court, I knew that was gonna come up.
I'm curious. What kind of people play basketball, and what are you
It,
saying about those people?
it's just basketball Americans, you know what I mean? It just
Okay, all right.
that has nothing to do with it. It's just a plain fact that there is a basketball court behind my house and people are out there. There's traffic.
Ah,
Um,
I got it.
that's like the only way that I can think of, because both my neighbors are in the army also. So like they get drug tested once a month. It's not like they can just be having baggies of weed sitting around. So
Man.
I don't know. Crazy situation.
Sammy isn't a smoker, is he?
No, and like the vet was like prying at us. She's like, "Look, like I'm not gonna judge."
I'm green.
I'm not gonna.
Like, no, there's no chance it came from our house because like Sammy she's like had an edible before, but she definitely doesn't keep them in the house, and uh, like she's probably only had like two in her whole life. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's not like we bought it; it's been like from a friend. But yeah, crazy scenario. He's feeling better. He was feeling better the
Yeah.
next day. But,
So they
but just
did they did blood work.
it did blood work.
Is there no way for them? I assume they're testing
They were
for
just
poisons or like what? There's no way for them to tell what it was.
really they were just checking to see like his organ function. Like
Ah,
usually like if you get some antifreeze or something like that, like your kidneys are gonna be in overdrive trying to process it basically. Um, I was doing some research because I'm like, there's no way it was weed. That just doesn't make any sense. And there's a poisonous frog in Missouri. To me makes way more sense that like there just happened to be a frog in our backyard and he ate it.
yeah.
But I haven't seen frogs in the backyard. So then again, I don't know.
We're
But
back to
now
the
I'm like
basketball theory. So I
back
think
to the
that's the.
basketball there. But yeah, so now every time I let them out in the backyard, I like have to do a lap around the backyard to make sure there's no weed or frogs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it's scary because you don't know what can be bad for him. My sister's dog just had a similar scenario where she had like a seed from a sago plant. It's like the small little plants that almost look like palm trees, the little miniature ones. And she like was not okay. She had to stay for like 2 days.
Mm.
And like, how would you know? You know,
You
You'd
wouldn't.
have no idea.
poisonous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's poisonous dog.
Right. And little
It's scary.
dogs, like, yeah, little dogs just go around like chewing up plants whenever they see them, you know?
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, it is wild though. And like I'm thinking like what if it happens again? Like we can't keep taking him to the emergency vet because it does become expensive. You know what I
How
mean?
much was the how much was the bill?
It's like $500
Woo!
just for
That's
them to be like,
actually, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised it's not more.
yeah, honestly, I was surprised it wasn't more. Also, like we went and I was just like, I mean, fuck it, whatever. It is what it is. Like, what are you gonna do? Be like, nah, let's take a chance. Hope maybe he won't die. I don't know.
Uh, it's tough. Do you
Uh,
have a number?
yeah, at what point?
Do you have a
That's going to be my
number? Do you
random
have a
question.
death number?
Yeah, yeah, like it's like, 1500 is like, you guys just keep them, you know?
So that's it.
Is that I'm
If
asking
there's a
you, what
fifteen
is
hundred
your
dollar
death
bill,
number?
I don't think 15 is it. I think it would fuck, dude. I don't know. That's a tough question. Sammy would kill me if she knew we were talking about this right now.
No, no,
this is hypothetical. Obviously, you would pay your
no.
entire life savings for the dog, but
Obviously,
hypothetically,
obviously. Hypothetically, it'd probably be like 5 grand.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's fair
Yeah,
number. If yeah,
yeah.
And I would not be happy about that at all. I'd have to have a serious conversation with myself.
I want to say Kylo's stomach surgery was 5 grand, and
'Cause
they
he
they
got to
did
get
it,
surgery though.
kept it rolling.
Dude, that's
Questionable decision.
that's nuts. So it's hard though. Dogs become like family, you know what I mean?
Uh,
but to
So
me, it kind of the equation of age versus cost. Like if they're 1 year old and it's a $5,000 bill, I could stomach it. But if they're 10 years old and it's a $5,000 bill, like, well, I'm going to pay 5 grand for maybe another year. Like that's, uh,
you're right. You're absolutely
yeah.
right.
yeah, and you got to think about quality of life too. Like, is there a chance that you spend $500, they go and do this surgery, it doesn't work, and now they're in pain for the next couple of years? You know what I mean? Like, that's not worth it to me. Like, I think it's very scenario dependent. Um, but dude, yeah, that's a tough one. But other than that, did a little Kansas City trip this weekend. Short trip, like Kansas City overall. A lot of homeless people. I
Yeah.
don't know if
Yeah,
I don't know if you had that experience, Corey. Did you notice a lot of homeless people? I know you got a
I did.
beef with the homeless right now.
I did, but it all blends in, dude. They're everywhere. It's an epidemic. Something needs to be done. So honestly, I didn't like knock points off of Kansas City just because of the homeless. Because they're bad
Yeah,
in Myrtle Beach right now. I see them on every corner when I go on to Wilmington. So yeah, it's not good.
I do think there's a difference. In big city, the homeless people don't beg for money. They just lay there like on fentanyl on the side of the road.
Bullshit.
Oh yeah, maybe your experience is
Do you
different.
consider Orlando a big city? Because these motherfuckers be begging.
Yeah, but Orlando is not like a maybe I haven't really been to Orlando ton, so I can't really speak too much, but I'm thinking like those walkable cities like New York, like DC, Kansas City, like the downtown area is like a pretty walkable type thing. Um, and they're just on the side of the road, like talking to themselves, just tweaked out on drugs.
Yeah.
No,
No,
no
so we
pay.
had a guy similar to that walked in the showroom, grabbed a box of screws, and he was talking to himself the whole time. You couldn't hear what he was saying. He took the screws to the other side of the showroom, set them down, and left. So he just decided to come in and we'll reorganize them.
He's just trying to help you
Yeah.
guys out, just trying to do some organization for you.
Yeah. And that
That's
morning,
funny.
someone was asleep in Walmart. So actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, there might have been an issue up there too.
Yeah, but I went to a baseball game, so that was fun. We saw the Royals play, and Royals beat the Twins 11-2. The Twins are just they're hot garbage. But the Royals are kind of still in the playoff hunt, so it was exciting. It was a good game. One thing that's weird about so I've been to a couple baseball games. I haven't been to tons. I've been to a few Braves games. I've been to a Rockies game. I've been to Tampa Bay Rays game. And what was different between so the Royals are like in the playoff hunt. They're like fourth in the wild card right now. They're it's a Saturday night, big game for them. The stadium was like empty.
Hmm,
I
that's
just didn't
surprising.
get that. Like I feel like if
Yeah.
you would have went to a Yankees game, a Red Sox game, a Braves game, like every seat is filled.
I
No,
mean,
you
even
said
during regular season baseball?
A Saturday night, New York Yankees, I bet every seat is pretty much
Yeah.
filled.
yeah, no doubt.
I mean, especially, I mean, it's September. We're getting close to the playoffs. Every game kind of matters. But, so that was just a weird experience. It was still fun. We still enjoyed it. We had pretty decent seats because they were so cheap. But yeah, overall, I'd give Kansas City a pretty good rating. The World War One museum, that's top notch. I
Mm.
enjoyed that pretty good. But that's kind of it for Lives of Recent. So let's move on to some current events. So we talked last podcast a little bit about a golf trip, and I know Corey said he's double G grinding and golfing. Mike, how often are you? I know you're grinding. How often are you golfing?
I like to shoot for once a month.
Okay,
You
I
know,
think
so
that's
it's nothing
respectable.
crazy, nothing crazy. I'm not practicing at all. So literally all of my golf is once a month on the course, live action. So just do it for the love of the game.
That's fair. Um, I've been going pretty frequently, probably like once a week, but
Mhm.
once or twice a week. But most of the time when I go, especially if it's a twice a week kind of thing, I'll really just go to the range
Mm.
because it gets frustrating when you go up to the tee box, you slice your tee 200 yards into the woods, uh, and then you just drop somewhere in the fairway. You lose the second ball in the hole, and it gets frustrating. So I've been doing a lot of range stuff. Kind of figured out how to hit my driver straight. Now, given when I hit it straight, I got to take a lot off of it, so we're not sending any monster drives out there. Got to figure out the iron thing. Because before I was able to hit my irons, but I could not hit my driver. But now, since I've started to figure out my driver, I can't hit the irons for the freaking life of me.
Welcome to golf.
Yeah, yeah. Story of golf.
Yeah. So
They
if we do
they're kind of two different things, though.
that's true. And I've been watching some YouTube videos. I'm on golf TikTok big time right now.
I love it.
Um, but we talked about a trip, and likely it would be just the three of us. I'm assuming from the friend group, unless somebody wanted to, just go in there and try their hand, which I doubt.
I mean, maybe Kingo, like he's golfed before. Now getting him there is a whole nother story, but he has at least like swung a club and can hit a ball, I think. You
That's
know,
true.
we saw the snaps from past bachelor parties here recently. I don't think any of our other friends really can.
Yeah, no.
Oh no.
Wes is out of it for sure. The one that I could see coming on the trip would be Drew. I could see Drew wanting to come and tag along. Um, Bryce, my brother Bryce mentioned he'd be down. So if we needed a fourth, he would definitely be down and go. He's been golfing a lot with work. I think a lot of his buddies at work golf. So he goes probably once a week. Um, he's probably a little better than I am. Mm,
And where are you?
fairly. You say where am I?
Yeah, where are you right now?
Like
Skill
like
level,
skill
maybe
level wise?
score. I don't
Yes,
know, do
you're
you think
like
even
you're
score?
115, 120, 130, 104.
Oh,
Stop me when I get there.
you do not.
150. Okay.
Uh, I'm just to the point where I'm probably keeping score because before it wasn't even worth it to keep
Yeah.
score. So I'm just to the point where I'm keeping score because before it was really just like my prior experience with golf was just like go drink as many beers as humanly possible, try not to lose 18 balls. Um, Now it's like, all right, I'm finally hitting my driver in the fairway. Uh, I'm really like the only iron I can hit is my 9 iron. So basically take like two 9 iron hits to get it to the green on like a long par four or whatever. But like I'm getting there. I feel like I'd probably embarrass myself if we went to some fancy course. Um, but we're not gonna have to be yelling four every time I tee off.
Yeah. Well,
Not
it
every
doesn't
time.
matter. I mean, just going out there and being able to hit the ball is a good time in itself. We'd have a good
For
time. We
sure.
can make the golf trip better.
Yeah, no doubt. And the more I play, I feel like I get better each time. So I got actually I'm going to a bachelor party here in early October. So we're playing golf twice. Um, so we'll kind of see. Maybe I'll start to keep some score and I'll have some reviews back for you guys. But um, like I think something like a golf trip could be fun. We talked about winter, which I think options are probably pretty limited, especially location, because we'd probably have to go to like South Florida. We'd probably have to go visit Mike. Myrtle Beach, honestly,
Hey,
could be an option.
I
I know
mean,
that,
yeah, selfishly speaking, Myrtle Beach is, a pretty good spot for a golf trip. Got
right.
plenty of options for you. I got an extra bed.
Hey, there we go. I might, that could be very much an option. 'Cause I think Myrtle Beach has a bunch of different courses too. Um, so we could try and
Sure.
get one maybe you haven't been to yet or whatever
Mhm.
it is. But that could definitely be an option. I don't know, do courses kind of stay open through the winter down there?
I wasn't golfing last winter. I didn't get the itch again until probably May.
Okay.
So I don't know as well, but I assume I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I know like in Colorado, obviously like the when I was there last time, I golfed a little bit and the all the courses basically shut down. The ground is frozen. But I
Nice,
think
dude. Come on, man.
I didn't even see what he did.
That's not what he did, it's what he's doing. But anyway, I think we have to default to Mike on this one because, you know, sidebar here. Mike just bailed on our trip that was planned in
oh
March
my God.
for me to come down to him and go to Disney, and he bailed because he's poor now
I
because of
did
his new
not
job. So
bail. I did
at the
not
end of the day,
bail.
it's all about what Mike can afford, I think, here.
I did not bail. Okay. I just told
No.
you that I canceled my Disney membership because it was too expensive.
So that's how he bailed.
You still
Well,
could have came to Florida. We could have had a grand old time. I would have
The
loved it. We would have had
trip
a great
was
time.
Disney.
Oh
You
my
fucking
goodness.
come down there and do what? And do what? If you're
Hang out,
broke,
spend
what are
time
we gonna
together.
do?
Spend time together. Just be in each other's company.
well,
But
for the listeners, if you hear a little bit of an echo coming from good old Two Sticks over there, it's because he's on the toilet. So
I
just for
am.
just for your
This is
awareness.
a podcast first. I'm sorry. I tried. I tried to be silent, but it wasn't. It didn't pan out.
With Tyler
oh god.
being the main host of this podcast, I can't believe this is a podcast first, to be honest.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, so if options are pretty limited in the winter, I have the itch right now, but I'm assuming next spring the itch will probably come back, especially taking a winter off. Um, Spring could be an option. It could be our best option, to be honest. It would open up different locations. We could meet somewhere like all in the middle. We could potentially do like a Tennessee type thing, maybe get like a Smoky Mountain house for the weekend and hit a couple golf courses. I think that could be fun.
That would be cool.
And that could open up the trip for the rest of the friend group as well. We don't have to have it centered around golf. We could just do that one day.
That's
So,
that's true. Yeah. But then that changes things. I mean, that's been a friend's trip with golf. Like a golf trip is golf. It's centered
that's
around
true.
golf. So I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm completely down for a friend trip, but that changes things a little bit.
It absolutely changes things, and it's absolutely not a golf trip at that point. So, um, I think what we could do, let's keep it golf. Fuck it, fuck the friends. We'll keep it a golf trip. I think we look like early spring sometime, maybe like one of those holiday weekends, you know, March, April, something like that. We try and do a trip somewhere. So we'll keep our options open, but it'll be a good time.
Yeah. Mike,
All
how
Sounds
does
right.
it
like
fit with
perfect
your
time of year.
schedule and budget?
So I mean, so half of the equation of having, I didn't have PTO at the time you were going to come, so I couldn't have taken time off of work. And so when March or April comes around next year, I'll have PTO. I'll be able to take time off. Budget, as long as it's not a fucking $10,000 trip, I'm good.
I don't plan on it being $10,000
Yeah,
trip.
I'm not destitute to the point where I have to eat ice chips for dinner. I just canceled my Disney membership because it cost me I looked at the budget of last year. I ended up spending with my membership and everything I spent at Disney. I think I spent like 5 grand at Disney, which too much, you
It's a
know? So
lot.
I just said, I just fuck it. I'm just gonna cancel my Disney membership.
Okay, but that should have been done with like while knowing you have a trip planned, set in stone with your pal in
So
September. So you got to do something about September.
cancel's the wrong choice of words. My membership lapsed because apparently it doesn't auto renew, which I was unaware of. I thought it did. And so when it lapsed, I just didn't renew it. And then here we are. So I didn't
All right.
cancel it knowing we had a trip. It lapsed. And then I just didn't renew.
I'm
If that
glad
makes
this
you
is
feel any better.
I'm glad this is coming out in live air so that everybody can air these grievances together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty bad. So here, just to before we go on, just to like kind of bring this home, to emphasize the fall from grace that has occurred, I reached out to him in March 22nd, and I
Oh,
was like,
are
hey,
you are you looking
are
at
we
your
staying
phone?
at a
Did you pull
Disney
up
hotel?
screenshots?
Like, what we doing? These are the dates. He said, fuck yeah, go ahead and stash away 5K for trip of lifetime. We shall spare no expense.
Yeah,
The receipt. So, yeah, that's
A
where we
lot could
were. That's
change.
where we are.
Lot changes in a couple of months, you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even after all those fantasy winnings that you got, you couldn't make time for your pal Corey.
Massages aren't cheap, guys. I'm sorry. I'm
Definitely not
sorry,
worth
okay?
You're a sick fuck. Oh man. All right. Well, speaking of some fantasy football winnings, I want to hear about you guys's first week fantasy outlooks and how everything's going. So with the reigning basketball champ, do you want to? Well, actually, Corey's the reigning fantasy football champ, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Cool.
Caveat only because I wasn't in the league last year.
You
So
know,
Wasn't
there's an
good enough.
asterisk. There's an
Wasn't good
asterisk
enough.
next to
He
that
finally
championship.
got invited to the big league this year. So
all right, a win's a
um,
win, but we're gonna have to give it to the reigning football champ. So Corey, how's your matchup looking this week? I'm assuming you're in two leagues.
I'm in three.
Oh,
One's a dynasty. So I actually played. I'll start with that one because I played Tyler in that league. So um, I come bearing bad news and the fact that I am going to lose. Um, so that's tough. I don't love it, especially not against Tyler. But he got lucky. To be honest with you, it was a gift. It was a baby coming gift, baby coming soon. Um, yeah, so it was charity. And then I played Tingo and redraft, and he also is gonna win in that. And I
ah,
hate that. But I had the Burrow Chase stack. So
ooh,
like, dude, fuck that. Fuck a lot of things this week, honestly. Week one can get fucked already.
Yeah.
yeah. I have a major disappointments list in my notes here, and
I like it. Yeah.
Burrow and Higgins were both on my major disappointments list because I had that stack. Not great.
Yeah.
But so you're 0-2 in your main leagues.
0-2 there, and then I have a work league, and I won. I also won that league last year, so I'm gonna win it again this year. There's incompetence everywhere. It's kind of boring. I don't even care about it, honestly.
That's
So
fair.
I'm not happy after week one.
I hear that. I mean, week one is tough. You never know who to start. You never know who's gonna do what in those first weird games. But Mike, how's your outlook?
So I have 4 teams. So two of them cakewalk. I have like a 90% projected win rate. The only way I lose is if like I think they have Tyler or not Hawkinson. What's Hawkinson's first name?
TJ.
TJ Hawkinson, and then another guy has Aaron Jones. So as long as those two people don't score 40 points apiece, I'll win in both those leagues. Uh, in the easiest league that I'm in, I play Drew, and I need Aaron Jones to score 7.5 points to take the win.
So
Likely,
you need him to score over 7.5, but under 40.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Seems
that's
doable.
likely. That's likely. And then in the league that I'm in with you, which is my lowest buy-in league, aka the one that I don't really care about, I'm gonna lose because that in that league I took the most chances on my team. I drafted people that I didn't draft in my other leagues just for shits and gigs, and none of them panned out. I also in that league I had Jamar Chase, um, Ford shit the bed. He scored 1.5 points. Yeah, just no bueno.
It's kind of honestly, we're all in the similar boat. I don't have a great outlook. I still have a chance in one league, but the league I'm with you, Mike, I lost. There's no chance of comeback. Um, in the other league that I'm in, I'm up by 30 right now, and they have Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, and the Bears defense. So the outlook is still not good.
So
But
you're gonna lose.
I'm gonna lose likely unless
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson pulls his hamstring on the first play of the game, and TJ Hawkinson and JJ McCarthy can't throw the ball to save his life. But the Bears defense somehow still does bad, and you know
Yeah.
that's I'm still hopeful, probably hopeful to a fault, but it's not gonna happen.
And I'm not sure why you said like you guys, like I'm not gonna win 3 out of 4 of my leagues. I feel like that's pretty solid. I'm happy about week one.
Well,
If
yeah,
Aaron
I'm
Jones scores
happy for you.
7.5 points. If he
Honestly, if
scores
he,
under 7.5 points, I'm gonna fucking crash out.
I
If
mean,
he scores
based
over,
on
God, I hope he does. Oh, I love it. But I don't know. I can't speak for Trey, but I kind of zoned out with yours after you didn't know T.J. Hawkinson's first name. I just assumed you lost all of them.
forgot Hawkinson's. Why is that a big deal?
You're new.
Tyler,
You're new.
old
You
Ty
don't deserve
I'm
to be in the
expected.
big
First of
league,
all,
and I'm kind of pissed that you're there.
I don't
I'm
have him
kind of
on any
pissed
of my
I helped
teams.
make it
He's
happen.
irrelevant. He's irrelevant.
old
I thought
Tyler
you were a top
Hawkinson.
five tight end.
No, I have him on none of my teams. So he's basically not going to do anything all year because I didn't draft him. So why am I expected to know his first name?
He's gonna
It
have a
just shows
great
you don't know
season.
ball.
He's gonna have a great season other than tonight. He's gonna suck. And Justin Jefferson's going to pull his hamstring, and
Yep.
the rest of the Vikings offense is just going to go crazy. The Bills are not going to score a point, or the Bears, excuse me.
Okay.
But yeah,
Sure.
um, so I kind of want to go through and see you guys' thoughts if you had any major start and sit mistakes. I
Yeah.
had a few. I'll go through my major start and sit mistakes. Um, and this is across two leagues, so it's not all the same league that I did this, but I left Garrett Wilson on the bench and I started Xavier Worthy. See how that planned out for him. Um,
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy, ran into Travis Kelce on like third snap of the offensive possession. I guess Travis Kelce was too busy, thinking about Taylor Swift's upcoming album and ran the wrong route. So that sucked big time because I was really expecting a big game from him. I left another Jet on the bench, Brees Hall. He played a pretty good game.
Okay.
And then I have Laporta and Mark Andrews in the same league. And I was like, you know what? Isaiah Likely's out. Mark Andrews is going to have a good game. Sam Laporta kind of started off the season pretty shitty last year, so like I'll sit Laporta, start Andrews. Well, Laporta had like 13 and Andrews had 1.5, so that was super awesome for me.
Oh, hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
So basically, you made every wrong decision. Out of
Yeah.
every decision that needed to be made, you picked the wrong one.
Yeah, if I had my lineup optimized, I would have won both leagues. And I'm sure a lot of people are in a similar position. If you just start the right people, you win,
Yeah.
obviously. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I also got bit by the worthy bug. Um, Unfortunately, I had him in the league that I'm in with Corey and Drew. Um, it's not going to make a difference. I'm still going to beat Drew, but it's a blow to the team for the weeks upcoming.
God, I hope Aaron Jones he's under 7.5.
I do too, just because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see the snaps. I don't want any of it. We can, nah, we can miss that.
No, but the only mistake that I made was who saw this coming? Geno Smith and CJ Stroud. I started Stroud, benched Geno. Should have flipped that. Should have started Geno because Stroud forgot how to throw a football.
It's true. That's very
Yeah.
true.
Aside from
Um,
that, I pretty much perfect managerial decisions.
hey,
Sure,
there you go. Corey,
sure.
do you have any big ones?
No, no, and we can skip me because I didn't make any mistakes, but I still
Never a
lost
mistake.
too. So I mean, I don't know if that just means my whole team sucks.
Yeah,
Actually,
you
the
take that
the
how you will.
one
Hmm.
that I
Well,
didn't know would be Krosky Merritt. I mean, it only would have saved me like 5 points, but um, I mean, I started Travis Hunter in my flex over him. But I don't know. That's a toss up. You didn't know how Krosky was going to look.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's very true. Very true.
You
All right.
you
Well,
also made the mistake of benching Bryce Young and starting Joe Burrow, which obvious
That's
decision right there.
bullshit.
You start Bryce Young. So next week, keep that in mind.
who would have thought? Who would have thought that one? Yeah, Bryce Young outscored Joe Burrow with a fumble, interception, and getting beat 20-3. Oh, actually, I think they ended up scoring 10, but
Yeah, 26-10.
yeah, terrible. But let's go ahead and take a little commercial break and then jump into part two.
All right.
All right, thanks to that sponsored ad. Back from commercial break, kind of continue on some fantasy football. I want to talk some major disappointments. First major disappointment for me is obviously Xavier Worthy. We already talked about that. Um, Burrow, Higgins, and Andrews for me. Do you guys have any major disappointments that we haven't already discussed?
Nico Collins needs to pick up the fucking pace next
Yeah.
week.
For me, it would be Tyreek Hill.
Uh,
I thought he was going to come back and do something. Tony Pollard, I was really high on him. He didn't do very well.
he's with the Titans right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
backup got hurt before the season started, so he was going to get a lot of volume. Didn't play with a damn.
classic. Very classic. Somebody that I don't think was on everybody's radar, obviously was a fairly high draft pick because it's a RB1, but the running back from Dallas, Javonte Williams, I think is his name. He
Yep.
went
He was
kind of
on my
crazy.
he was on my bench.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
From
he had 20 points, which for him is a good game, you know.
Yeah, no doubt. Carolina guy, so obviously, I'm high on him, but I did not expect him to be like the feature in Dallas. But hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if I recall that game correctly, I think he was just yeah. So he scored two touchdowns.
Yeah,
And I think he rushed for 15. Yeah, he touched the ball 15 times, and I think they split it. The other guy touched it like 10 times, I think. So the touches were, I mean, he was the RB1, but the touches were kind of even in a sense.
yeah, and I think that's why a lot of people didn't really have him super high because they did think it was going to be a running back by committee thing, and you never really sure to start the season who's going to be the red zone guy or whatever. But I think it was pretty apparent from the first drive of that game. I'm pretty sure pretty much everybody watched that first game because it was like the opening night, but.
Yeah.
Like the first drive, it was like, okay, Javonte Williams is like the guy, even though they did split carries though. Um, but yeah, let's just move on to some general football. I want to talk about that Cowboys Eagles game, kind of go back to that. Um, Cowboys played okay. I think part of that is because the Eagles were missing their best player on defense.
Before we get into the game,
Okay.
let's talk about that.
Yeah, no, I definitely that's mainly what I want to talk about. I don't care less
Okay.
about the game.
I,
So the video, all we saw at the time of the game
mhm.
was uh,
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter spitting on, and he very obviously spit right on Dak's like upper chest. But the video showed beforehand Dak was talking shit to him and looked like he spit. I think he definitely spit. Now, did he spit on him? How close was that spit to Jalen Carter? What are we thinking?
So if I come up to you, if we're arguing, if we're in a heated fashion, and I spit at your feet and I look up at you with a shit-eating grin and I hit you with a little smirk, you know what you I know what I did. Like I know that I was spitting in your direction intentionally. I was that's a bitch move. I think Jalen Carter had every right to spit in his fucking face. Now, granted, it's the wrong thing to do, but you can't always control people's reaction when you commit a bitch move first.
Fair point.
It was stupid.
Um,
I mean,
it
no
was out. It
doubt.
was
But like, I want to see a zoomed out version of Dax fit.
Hmm.
That clip that everybody's seen, it's very up close. I mean,
Yeah.
like it kind of looks like he was trying to spit like on his feet or something, but you don't know. You have no like depth perception. So I mean, it looks bad, but I don't know how bad it really was.
to me. It looked like Dak was almost still standing behind his lineman.
He was.
Looked like he spit on them.
It looked like he spit at their feet. And like if you watch, go back and like watch a lot of Dak, like he spits a lot. Like I think it's just kind of his thing. Now, was it like it very well could have been a, fuck you, a
That
little hop.
smirk. Did you see the smirk? That tells me everything I need to know. He knew what he was doing. If he
Okay.
just spit and then fucking walked away, like, okay, maybe. When I spit at in your direction and then I look up at you with a grin and like almost like give you a little wink, come on.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is in the NFL and football, all in all, it's always the
Second
second.
player. Yeah.
The first one never gets called. The refs don't see it. It's always the retaliation. I mean, Jalen Carter is like he's the best player on that D line, arguably the best player on that defense, arguably the best player on their team. Like he hurt them big time. And I think that
Yeah.
game probably was a lot less close. Javonte Williams probably doesn't score
Hmm.
two touchdowns like that if Jalen Carter's in the middle.
I mean, that's not a hot take. That's very possible.
Yeah. I don't know. But
But if
move. Not go ahead.
if Jalen Carter got suspended, I think Dak should get suspended.
Wait, did he? He got suspended?
Well, he got kicked out. He couldn't play the
Oh,
game, so technically he got a 1 game suspension.
sure.
Right, but they didn't see that until after. I could see the NFL imposing some sort of fine, but I don't think there'll be any retroactive suspension.
There won't be. He won't get suspended, but he should. If that's the route they're going with it, he definitely should get suspended for a game.
Yeah, I mean that's not a hot take either, I don't think.
Yeah.
But moving on to Chargers versus Chiefs, I think everybody pretty much thought the Chiefs were going to win in Brazil. Chargers looked
No,
really good.
they did.
They threw the ball a lot more than I expected them to, especially with Harbaugh being like a run first guy.
It was about time. I mean, you got Justin Herbert. Like, I was getting pretty sick of that, honestly. I mean, they're just wasting him. So I was happy to see it. And
Yeah,
very surprised about Keenan Allen. I
yeah.
don't know. We just
Yeah,
kind
he's
of wrote him
back.
off as done. He's over 30, and he looked good.
Yeah, well, he bounced around a little bit, and now he's back on the Chargers, and him and Herbert have like an established connection. He seemed like he was kind of like his safety valve,
Yep.
which is good
I
to
don't
good to
like
see.
it as a McConkey owner.
Same. I have
It
McConkey as
sucks.
well
Yeah, I don't like that.
because
But
McConkey was the safety valve, and now it
mm,
looks like that's going to be even more Keenan Allen.
yeah,
But I like seeing them. I like Herbert. I think he's a good quarterback. I have Amari on Hampton, so I was hoping he'd get a little bit more than 15 touches. But I mean, truthfully, he's a rookie running back. I could see them giving even more carries to Najee Harris now, basically after Amari on Hampton made some rookie mistakes. But
hope so. I got Najee
um,
and a couple, so I'd like to see a little more usage there.
yeah, Panthers were terrible as usual. I was hoping we'd get at least like a couple good drives, but that was hard to watch.
Real
Chubb ended up
bad.
getting in the end zone. We got one good drive,
Yeah,
garbage time, but
that was garbage time. Everything
oh,
else, I think, Bryce Young had an interception, a fumble. Then they went for it on fourth down twice. They got stopped. So effectively four turnovers. It was bad all around.
It was ugly,
Um,
especially after the hype coming off the end of the season last year. I believed in it, which makes me kind of sad. I truly thought they were going to kind of come out firing this year. Nope, they look like the same old Panthers.
the same old Panthers. Who did look good though is the Colts beating the
Yes,
brakes off the Dolphins.
sir. Yes, sir.
hey,
Ah,
So
Indiana Jones, baby.
yeah, Danny Dimes is he played awesome.
Just needed a little protection.
what was the stat on him? Like he's the first player to score. He's the first quarterback to score on every drive or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, in the opener maybe, or is that any game?
I'm
I
not
think
sure, but I know he was the first to do something. I don't know.
we've been known to give some misinformation here on this podcast, but I do believe the stat was that he's the first quarterback in NFL history to score on every drive in a game,
Which is crazy.
which is pretty nuts. But I think, a lot of that is factored into most of the time when quarterbacks are playing really well, they usually end the game like taking a knee or something like
Yeah.
that. No, I don't think it happened that way. So I mean, that's crazy stat line, especially for first time. The Dolphins looked fucking terrible.
There's
Well, you got two
basically
scrambled eggs for brains, like dude can hardly fucking read anymore. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah,
he
the
might not be
memes,
the only one either. I think something's going on with Hill's brain too. There's a little
Yeah.
CTE,
the
something.
C the CTEs getting to all of them.
Uh,
We need
But
to
that's
hire an
exciting.
extra neurologist for the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's exciting about the Colts though. And then Aaron Rodgers getting revenge against the Jets. I thought that was pretty cool. I know Tyler's
that that
probably upset about that.
that was nice to see. That was pretty good to see.
Yeah, he played well. The Jets played good. Honestly, they did. Um, they are supposed to have like one of the best defenses in the NFL though, and Rodgers threw for four touchdowns, but
So is it a Luke revenge game or is he back?
he might be back, dude. I
I
don't
think he's
know.
back. I think he's back.
You guys remember the game last year? I think it was Thursday night football because Kirk Herbstreit was calling it. And it was really early in the season, and Kirk glazed him the entire broadcast. It was like, yo, it's Aaron Rodgers, he's back. Like, oh my God, vintage. And then we saw what happened the rest of the season. So it could very well be that with a little extra juice because he was playing against his old team.
Yeah,
Time
it
will
could
tell.
be. Yeah, time will definitely tell. I think Justin Fields is going to have a good season with the Jets. I think he fits. He's got a lot to prove, and he seems to be like in a good spot.
He looks good. And I was really high on Garrett Wilson going into the season, and he looked great. He's gonna have a great year.
Yeah, he
He
really
got
did.
lit the fuck up though by
Yeah,
who was the
Ramsey,
cornerback?
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey lit him the
Ooh,
fuck up.
I did see that. Yeah.
That was a good play. Yeah, it
Laid
was.
the lumber.
All right, a couple more games, and then we'll get off football. But Lions versus Green Bay. I think a lot of people had their eyes on that game. Lions, what they've done the last couple of seasons. They looked bad, or did Green
They
Bay
do.
just look that good?
No, they look bad. Their new offensive coordinator. I mean, same team, pretty much, same offense. Just they just looked bad.
Yeah. I mean, you could say Green Bay looks good. I mean, I know Michael Parsons didn't really play, but that defense got a lot better with him.
He played. He got a sack.
He played. He didn't play every down though.
Oh, okay, all right.
He really only came in on like third downs because he didn't know the scheme yet, and they were basically
Yeah.
like, "Hey, go sack the quarterback," and sure enough. But I'm high on Green Bay. I'm high on Green Bay. We'll talk about that here in a second. But Bills crazy comeback against the Ravens. You guys watched
Ooh.
that last night?
I watched that game. That was a good game. That was a solid game.
Yeah, I'm kicking myself a little bit. I wrote them off. I thought the Ravens were going to run away with it. I cut the TV off. I went to sleep.
Well, so did
Yeah,
everybody else.
I
They
didn't.
had like
I
a
didn't see it.
95 win probability with 5 minutes left in the game. People were leaving the stadium. They were down by 15. Like nobody thought they were going to win.
Yeah, in the league I'm in with you, Mike, I was up when I went to sleep because Josh Allen had like 8 points at halftime and James Cook had like 3 points. And then sure enough, James Cook scores a touchdown. Josh Allen absolutely goes absurd in the second half.
Yep.
And I woke up this morning, I'm down by 20 points. So I was like, okay, sick.
Goodness.
But
Well, I
yeah,
mean, look, you could luck out. The Bears could score negative 30 points, and you're there.
yeah, they could score negative 30 points. So, there's still hope. Um, I do want to talk about Derrick Henry a little bit. Obviously, he had that huge fumble with like 8 minutes left in the game or whatever, which effectively probably lost them the game, but went absolutely dumb in the first half.
Yeah,
And he's 3 touchdowns away from being fifth all time in rushing touchdowns, which I think is absurd.
that's crazy. Fifth all time. Well, how long has he been in the league for? 9 years.
9 years.
That's wild.
Yeah, fifth all time. With some pretty high company. I saw a crazy stat that it's honestly hard to wrap your head around. In 9 years in the league, he still has less rushing yards than he did in his 4 years of high school.
Yeah, he's got 12,000 something in his 4 years of high school.
Yeah,
I
absolutely
want
absurd.
highlight tape. Do they have highlight tapes of his high school on YouTube or something? I need
Yeah,
to watch that.
dude,
They definitely
watch
do
it.
because I've watched it somewhere.
Oh my God.
Yeah, go
But
watch it again.
he's just as big in high school as he is now. Like he looks like a fucking monster.
He would get like I saw a couple of stat lines from his games, and he'd get like 50 carries a game, and he'd rush for some absurd like 400 yards. And I just thought that stat absolutely blew my mind. I'm like, he's been in the league 9 years. That's more than double his high school career, and he still doesn't have the same amount of rushing yards. And he's had 2,000 yard seasons. Like it's not like he's not rushing. Craziness. All right. Way too early Super Bowl contenders. What do we think?
I
Ravens,
mean,
Bills. I mean, the only two people I see, Ravens, Bills. Chiefs look like shit.
I feel
Uh,
like this is supposed to be somebody who's like maybe kind of out of the ordinary, so none of those guys are out of the ordinary.
he
Fuck
just
it.
said way too early. He didn't say surprising picks. Way too
All right.
early Super Bowl prediction.
You done?
No, I'm
You
not
done
done.
yet? You
No, I'm
got some
not
more
done.
input for us?
Yeah, I do.
You're
I was
killing it.
correcting your mistake.
No, it wasn't a mistake.
For the listener, if you can hear that echo, I'm pretty sure Mike is shitting again.
I am shitting again. Yes.
So it takes some. I mean, why not the Colts? You know, why not?
Why
They
not?
they look like it. You know, crazier
D-
things have happened.
Danny Dimes is out for vengeance.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. I'm
I
I'm
love that nickname.
yeah, that's sick, honestly. I like Green Bay. I talked about him earlier. I
I
like Green Bay.
I figured that was coming after your statements earlier. Um, maybe it's a possibility, especially if Parsons there now. They
They
look
look
good.
good. Green Bay, I mean, if they get a home field advantage in the playoffs, they're a hard place to play.
Playing in that snow is going to be a bitch. Come
Yeah.
playoff time, play at Lambeau.
Exactly. We've seen that with the Dolphins year after year. They're good in the regular season, and they go play somewhere like the Chiefs, and it's cold, and they can't do anything. So, um, I don't know. I could see them making a run. I don't know if they're, Super Bowl contenders right now, but I could see them having a pretty good run in the playoffs. All right, and then way too early MVP candidates.
Mike, you gonna take this one or what?
Mike is probably straining. I think at this point he's muted
Oh,
his
oh,
mic.
wait, hold on. Breaking news here.
Uh-oh.
Um, Jaguars sending Tank Bigsby to Eagles.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Not crazy, but that's big. That's big for ETN.
Well, he better not be taking any touches from my boy because it's gonna be a problem. He starts toting that rock a little too much.
They're trying to
Saquon
save
needs the
Saquon.
touches. Saquon needs the
That
touches.
That is interesting. I mean, I don't
Yeah, it's
feel like
weird.
they really need to do that.
They're
They already
probably
have
trying to
Shipley.
take a load off of him to save him for later in the season.
They got Shipley. Shipley's a serviceable backup. Like I don't.
Yeah. Ripley
Yeah.
actually didn't look that bad.
No, he didn't. Hmm.
Huh.
But way too early MVP. Sorry, I was wiping. But way
Oh,
too early MVP. I
yawn.
would say. I mean, Derrick Henry or. But I don't. I think it's always going to be quarterbacks moving forward, is what it seems. So I would say Josh Allen. I mean, the first game you asked me who's winning MVP. It's Josh Allen.
It's hard to argue with.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to argue with either Lamar or Josh Allen. I was kind of going on the hot take roll, and I'm gonna say
He
Herbert.
doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it.
You're
I,
saying
I
way
like that
too
though.
early. Like you're not saying hot take. You just said way too early prediction. I don't
It's
understand
okay.
what you guys are doing.
He's embarrassing himself.
I don't
We'll
understand what you
move
guys are
past
doing.
this. I like that though. I mean, you're right. You know, it, it is way too early. He had a big week. He could absolutely
It's gonna
return back
suck
to
the
his
rest of
old
the
ways.
season.
Yeah. And so I feel like I should stay on the train and say Daniel Jones. If you
Daniel
can, let's
Jones.
do it. Let's go.
Could you imagine Daniel Jones gets absolutely pushed out of New York? The fan base is screaming for him to get out of here. He goes to Indiana, wins MVP, and they win a Super Bowl his first season.
That would be
After,
wild.
so that would be so awesome. After what has already happened to Saquon, they wouldn't know what to do. I work with a Giants fan. He's a huge Giants fan. All I heard all day long from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock nonstop was Daniel Jones. Like, I can't believe we did it again. Oh my God, we got to fire Schoen. Like, Mara sucks. Like, dude, they're already pissed. So if he went out and did it, oh man, they couldn't
Dude,
live. They couldn't live
the
with himself.
suicide rate in New York would skyrocket.
No doubt. Oh my God, I love it so much, dude. 2 times
Oh
in two
man.
seasons.
Man, that would be amazing. That you just couldn't script anything better than that. Um, all right, let's transition a little college football. I really wanted to talk two games in college football, and it's the UNC meltdown last week against TCU. Chapel Bill is not going as planned.
No, week one. Week one. No,
That's
don't hit
true.
the panic button yet.
Mm,
I mean, they
no,
came
it's
back.
bad.
They beat Charlotte 20-3.
It
They
didn't.
didn't.
Did you watch the game though? It didn't look good. Their
No, it
defense
didn't look
doesn't look
good.
good. They have issues on defense, big time.
No, they have huge issues on defense, and I think Belichick gave way too much to his son, what's his name? Steve.
We said the same thing. Me and my dad said the exact same thing.
Steve is looks like his eyes. You just look at his eyes on the sidewalk. He is overwhelmed. He has no idea what's going on. He looks like a deer in headlights. It's
Yeah.
terrible to watch. He keeps looking at his dad, and Bill's like, "Dude, you gonna fucking do something or what?" But it's I mean you're right though, Mike. It is, early in the season. They have a new coach. They got 70 new players. There's gonna be a growth period.
Yeah.
But they just frankly, I mean, they're gonna have a target on their back every time a team comes into Chapel Hill. It's like, let's beat Bill Belichick. They could care less about the Tar Heels. Um, we play Richmond this week. It's a must win. If we lose to Richmond, that's gonna be bad.
Well, did you watch the first game? Who they play week one? I can't remember the team.
TCU.
TCU.
TCU. Did you watch that game?
Yeah, unfortunately.
What the fuck was going on? I watched a handful of drives where they didn't pass the ball one single time. They ran the ball three straight downs for like five straight drives.
Yeah, we'd run the ball on first down, pick up like 2 yards, run the ball on second down, lose 4 yards. It'd be like third and 12, and we'd run the ball again.
Yeah.
And we got this new quarterback from Alabama State who's just supposed to be this like dual threat guy, can sling it all over the place, and he went crazy at Alabama State last year. But they like won't let him throw it. It's and when he
The
did
only
throw
th
it, he looked terrible.
the only throw that I saw him make was a pick six. And that's
He
not an
made
exaggeration. That's the only throw that I saw him make in that game.
Yeah, he really didn't throw. I think he completed a deep pass on the first drive, which they scored. And then it was like the stat that was going across the screen, it was like 2 hours since he's completed a pass. It was absurd.
He looked
Honestly,
okay against Charlotte, but I mean, he still didn't throw it a whole lot. He had that big touchdown early, and pretty much just with his legs. He can run, no doubt. He looks great as a runner. Like, needs to let him lose.
Yeah, we have that. He got hurt in that first game against TCU, and the backup came in. I can't
Yeah.
remember his name for some reason. His last name's Johnson. He's like a lefty. His
Max,
brother's on the team,
Max
Max
Johnson.
Johnson, exactly. His brother, Jake Johnson's the tight end, and he threw a touchdown to his brother, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Um, it's this he started for us last season, and the first, or maybe it wasn't last season, maybe it was the season before. I can't remember when it happened, but he broke his leg like in the first
It was the
game of
first game.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Bad.
then honestly, to be able to come back and then be able to play now. Truthfully, I thought he played good. The team seemed to rally around him. I kind of wish they would have let him start this next game against Charlotte, but
I agree.
it
I
is
think he
what it
need better
is.
choice. Develop Geo and, get the throwing under control. And
Yeah, because
he could be a weapon for sure.
He's a sophomore too, so he's got some time. I don't know. I kind of would have liked to see Max Johnson finish, but Mike, some other bad news for you. Florida was upset by USF. How do you
Yep.
feel about that?
Well, I feel much worse about it knowing that the reason that they lost is because a Florida player spit on a UF player, which gave them a first down, which allowed them to continue the drive and go ahead with the score.
What's up with the spitting?
What the fuck is going on with the spitting? I don't know.
It's a pandemic.
I mean, I get it. Like, you spit on somebody, like, it's disrespectful. However, I've never seen it in a football game before Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, what's football coming to? It used to be they would just punch each other. Close
Yeah.
fists right to the face mask.
Well, now, if in the NFL, I don't know if it's in college, but in the NFL, if you open hand slap somebody, it's only 15 yards.
Yeah.
You don't get ejected. So just fucking slap them.
Just slap them 15 yarder. We're good.
Yeah, no, I'm not pleased about it, but Florida's been a dumpster fire ever since Tebow left. I mean, that we haven't had either we have an all-star defense and no quarterback, or we have a decent quarterback and our defense is ass. So I don't even care anymore at this point. I'm just a Florida fan by proxy.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, so USF's quarterback, I watched them play against Boise State, and he's like this dual threat guy, and he looks really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he looks really good. He's fun to watch. I did not expect them to beat Florida, but they are exciting.
I did not expect it either, man.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Not a fan.
that's about all I got on football. Any last thoughts on football?
No thoughts. Just I'm a big Vikings fan tonight.
Yeah, not me. I'm cool with the team just beating the shit out of the Bears, but I need a pulled hamstring and concussion protocol for TJ Hawkinson. Tyler Hawkinson, if you're Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
All right,
thoughts.
I'm not,
No thoughts. We're good.
all right, let's move to random questions. And so I'll start it off and then we'll kind of go Corey, then Mike, and then back to me. But um kind of a long-winded question, so stay with me for a second. But so in 1,000 years, will all of our massive stadiums around the country be in ruins and toured on vacation, kind of like the Colosseum is in Rome? Or are we still going to be using them in some form or fashion?
um okay, so when you say in 1,000 years, are humans still around, or like is this post-apocalypse nuclear war?
No,
Nobody's
I think humans are still around. However, life as we know it right here is probably a little different.
but we're upkeeping the buildings. Like, we're maintaining the buildings like they do with the Coliseum. They maintain the Coliseum.
Yeah, I'd say it probably is, severely deteriorated. Or are we just gonna keep demolishing them and building new ones?
I think it's that. They might keep like one. Like what is the most, I guess, like, I don't know, a stadium right now that has like the most history?
Dallas Cowboys. That's the America's team,
It's pretty
big
new though.
stadium.
It doesn't
It's
have
a
a
new
lot of
stadium.
history,
Yeah.
but
I was
either
thinking,
way, they might keep one.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like Rose Bowl, the Rose Bowl Stadium.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of it has like an old vibe to it. It kind of has some history, but that's kind of where I was going with the question. Like, so obviously there's tons of coliseums back in the day when gladiators fought in these coliseums. They were everywhere, but there's like one main one.
Yep.
So I was kind
Yeah.
of
They
wondering your
keep
guys'
one
thoughts
or
on.
two. They'll demolish the rest, and they'll have some state of the art futuristic coliseums in the future. I
Okay.
think.
And then like if we're say we're still playing football in 1,000 years. Well, let's change, not 1,000 years. Let's say 100 years. How different do we think football is going to be? Because we've
Well,
already seen football is already
yeah.
way different, even in 20 years.
It'll probably be flag football for one.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe robots.
I wouldn't watch it.
Uh,
If it's robots, I'm not watching. But I
That's
don't know.
fair. Fucking boomer Mike. You know, watch
Nah,
robot football.
yeah, I mean, it's just pointless to me. Who has the better robot? Like, what the fuck is the point of that?
Yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying, but just watching football this weekend and seeing all the ways the defense can't do anything. They
Hmm.
can't tackle because it's a defensive receiver. They can't hit the quarterback basically at all. It's different. The game's changing.
Game is changing.
True. Penalties are at some point maybe going to become an issue because, like, if you look at most games that I watched this weekend, pivotal moments happen because of long pass interference penalties, and like sometimes that's the biggest moment of the game is penalties.
Yeah, teams are getting like 3rd and 15, and they're like, honestly, we have a better chance of throwing up a deep ball and getting a pass interference penalty than picking up these 15 yards.
Hmm.
So it's different. I think honestly, football is going to transition to probably flag football closer than we want it to be.
They're already kind of setting us up for it with the Olympics,
Yeah.
so they're
But do you think
dipping their
there's a
toes.
demand? Because if it's flag football, again, I'm not watching. I assume a lot of people feel the same way.
They're probably trying to figure that out now. That's why they're doing the flag football Olympics and stuff like that, and just the flag football because they want to see if people still watch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't probably.
If
I mean,
it's
I
if
say
it's
I
an
wouldn't, but
auxiliary, if it's auxiliary, like if I still have normal football and then flag football comes on, like I'll tune in. But if flag football is the only thing, I'm just gonna find something else.
yeah, I think I mean with player safety and stuff, they're trying to transition away from it. I really think they are.
Dumb.
Right.
I agree with the dumb. But yeah, that's my question. So next question will go in Corey.
All right. Um, my first random question: can you name your first memory of everyone on this podcast? So two people. I
Okay.
yeah. So interested to hear thoughts on this.
Okay. First memory. I feel like for some reason my first memory of Corey, and it's obviously I think there's probably stuff before this, but probably being at your house when we were in like little league and like hitting in your batting cage in the backyard with your dad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
no, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I played on your basketball team, Stone
There it
Montgomery
is.
Construction.
There it is. That
Yeah,
was mine for you too. Yeah.
yeah. Stone Montgomery. I think it was like
Who
the first year I ever played basketball.
who else
I didn't
was on
even
that
know.
team? Do you remember?
I know Miles
I
Strickland
remember
was.
that was it. I remember the trio of me, you, and Miles Strickland. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
remember
was
that.
funny.
That's funny. Um, I think my first memory of Mike is probably Murray Middle School football.
Mm.
I remember that you were always a big guy, and I remember you had extremely large shoulder pads, and I remember being a little afraid of you.
No.
I was a small dude in middle
Yeah.
school. But yeah, I think that's probably my first memory.
Like,
Now I'm thinking, um, my memory, maybe through years of football, my memory, like I can't recall things, I guess. But
CTE.
yeah, the CTE's got me. But the first thing that I can recall now for Trey is we skipped school one day. I think he had his Jeep, so it had to have been high school.
Yeah.
But we skipped school, and I brought my girlfriend back and had sexual activity in Bryce's bed. Is the first thing that I can recall with me and Trey.
Oh, Bryce is gonna love to hear that.
It's a long time ago. I mean, it's water under the bridge at this point, Bryce. But
We washed your sheets, Bryce. Don't worry.
oh my God. And then
wait,
Corey, I the memory of we were doing something in your backyard. This was also in high school, which I knew you, I'm pretty sure before high school, but we were doing something in your backyard. I don't know if you had like a little golfing setup in your yard or if we were playing some type of disc golf or frisbee. We were doing something weird in your backyard. And that's the first thing that's coming to me. Or were you there that night when we went to the movies and then everybody got really high at McDonald's and then everybody was like making a fool of themselves and then somebody picked me up and I left or something? I don't know. Were you there?
I don't know.
I think I
Probably. I mean,
remember.
I remember nights like that. I don't know if it was that night in particular, but
Yeah,
it
yeah, but
definitely sounds familiar. So, I mean, that I couldn't think of it. You just kind of appeared in my life, and then you were there.
yeah,
So, yeah, I was trying to think of it, and I could not remember it. I was like, when the fuck did this guy start coming around? How and why? Because
yeah.
fuck, man,
Your lucky day.
here
Your
we
lucky
are,
day.
15 years later, and he's still hanging around.
I remember beating on your door, having to take a shit at like 1 a.m. at Mill
That was in
Creek.
college,
That was in
and
college. I
yeah,
remember that.
I could have done without that. And why exactly, Mike, did you have to do that? What was wrong
Some
with the other toilet?
No, somebody was in the other bathroom.
No. What was wrong with the other
No,
toilet at the
I
time of
definitely
this
clogged the
memory that
toilet.
you're talking about?
I
And
definitely
how
clogged the toilet.
exactly did you clog the toilet, Mike? Did you just clog it? Was
I
it
took
just
a shit.
your regular little clog?
Yes, it was a regular little clog. I took a shit
No.
and it clogged. I
No,
don't.
dude. You look in that fucking toilet, and that bitch was filled to the brim with what looks like queso dip from Chili's. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And I remember
You're
when the
welcome.
guy came in to fix it, I hid in my bathroom as far away as I could get because I didn't want any part of it. I was the only one home. And that guy had to come in, and I don't even know what he did or how he did it, but he had to sift through a literal pile. I'm talking pounds of like beans, basically. You had a lot of beans and you didn't
It was
chew them
shit.
at all. It was fucking
By the
gross,
time he
dude.
had arrived, it had sat there for over a day. It might have been
Days,
48 hours, a
days,
few days,
days.
days.
Yeah,
At that point,
days.
the shit soaked into the toilet paper. It was just one big goop of shit and paper. Like it wasn't even just shit. He came in and it was the worst possible form of what it could have been.
Oh my god. And
Um,
what happened that night when you banged on my door? Did I open the door or
No,
what
because you're a
happened?
prick. You're a
What
prick.
did
You
you
didn't know. You're a bad friend, and you let me shit in a bucket or something. I don't know. I shit eventually. I think I went to
you
McDonald's or something.
I think you went to Harris Teeter. Uh, Either way, you made up for it by returning the favor when I came to see you. You were extremely late. Yeah. I think you did it on purpose and I had to go shit at public. So
classic.
that's funny.
Classic. Oh, that's funny. All right, well let's hop out of this one since we're running out of time and let's jump into part three.
All right.
All right, hand waved commercial, surprise, surprise. But we're back. Random questions continuing, and it is our good friend Mike's turn.
Uh, I was gonna say, what is your best sports memory? Like your happiest sports memory of your career?
Um, that's tough. I don't know. I think I hit a game-winning three in the CB Rec League one year. That was pretty fun, and at the time, it felt like we won Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And then looking back, it was just Rec League basketball.
Yeah.
But that's coming to mind. Not really much football. When we beat Hanover my senior year in basketball, that was a pretty good sports memory when TJ had that like put back dunk to win the game. That was pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, definitely not football. We didn't really have any great sports memories in terms of wins. I think I had like a couple games that I'm pretty proud of, uh, but nothing comes to mind with that. But yeah, I'd say like something when we were playing club basketball in college, I hit a game winning like absurd lucky shot to like win the game against Carolina.
Hmm.
But the refs ended up blowing the whistle and waved it off. So
Oh.
I don't know. But yeah, that's about all I got.
Yeah. Uh, I'm kind of struggling with this too. Everything that comes to mind is like a personal achievement, like a personal good game or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is
I know,
which is fun.
yeah. Um, there's one, so my first home run ever, probably like that was a great moment.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one I was hitting left-handed, and I had no idea I could, I'd never hit one right-handed, so I hit one left-handed and was like in shock. And then my mom was just going fucking crazy. And yeah, that was a pretty good memory. I went 3 for 4 one time, a couple doubles, a lot of RBIs against Murray in middle school. Fun, big game, we won. And besides that, yeah, not a whole lot. Home run, a big home run in an all-star tournament one time, hit it into the other field. And it was a go-ahead home run. It was a big one, but yeah, pretty much stuff like that. We won. Actually, I didn't win like a lot of championships and stuff, and I blame that on my teammates, not me.
100% I agree. I was a world-class athlete on all of my teams, and all my teammates are ass. So I agree.
Jesus Christ.
Not all. Some were okay, but
Fair. So what's yours? What's your most memorable sports moment?
so it was pretty recently. I'd say last year, men's league playoff game. It was the game before the championship. We were down by 9, and I went back to back to back threes, just splashed them all three, and then we won the game. So that was my most like memorable sports. Aside from that, high school football we were ass. Middle school football we were fucking ass. Nothing memorable in track aside from who was the coach? Tyndall. He made all the fat guys run 400s.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. I think I came in second place on that, which I was surprised. But other than yeah, no, it's the three splashes back to back to back was pretty hype.
I like it. I thought you were gonna say you were gonna bring fantasy into this and talk about your back to back. Were you back to back basketball champion? No, you just were basketball and then you won the NBA playoff.
Yeah, I almost had the triple crown. Now, no, look, if we're talking fantasy accomplishments, I'm Tom fucking Brady. All right, because I win. I do nothing but win. Um, but yeah, that was pretty cool. Winning the basketball championship, then winning the NBA bracket, and now going to win the football championship is going to be the triple crown of fantasy accomplishments.
I'm here for it. I'm here to see it. I will invite you back on the pod if that happens, and you'll get to gloat. But from Corey's facial expression, he's not impressed by that statement.
No, he's lucky to be in the league.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I don't think he's ready for it personally,
Oh yeah.
the big league, but he got the call up this year, and we'll see what happens. I'm
Okay.
not against demotion.
Okay. All right. Next question from me is, do you think we have a preconceived destiny? Like no matter what decisions we've made up to this point in our life, we would have been where we are no matter what? Or is it like every decision you have and you make potentially has like life-altering effects?
Yes, no, there's no such thing as a predestiny. Every decision you make leads to where you're at.
So you
It's
don't
it.
think like you were gonna be you were gonna wind up in Florida some form or fashion no matter what.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I agree to a point. Like I do. I don't think there's any preconceived destiny. I think that every decision you make affects whatever happens for the rest of your life, big or small. I do think there were probably preconceived like ballpark destiny. Like Mike was probably always destined to be, like piece of shit, kind of like, you
A
know,
chronic
not
shitter.
doing a whole lot.
Love
Yeah,
you too, buddy.
kind of just like I don't know, not going play selling paper, stuff like that.
Yep, yep,
Mm.
yep, yep. The old deadbeat, that's me.
The deadbeat, yeah.
Yep.
But
Okay, so you don't think there's some sort of like force that happens that's like you were supposed to end up in Myrtle Beach at some point in your life for like maybe even a short period of time. Like there was an opportunity there for you and like you may have made a couple decisions that, ultimately led you there, but you were going to end up there anyway. No.
no, I don't. I really don't.
Okay. All right.
I think like a decision like that, huge crossroads. Like whether or not I moved, and Mike when he moved to Florida, like that right there, some decisions obviously bigger than others, but can drastically change your life. But I don't think it's any preconceived destiny.
Okay. Yeah, like I'm
Seems like
definitely
you
like
do.
I do and I don't. Like I do think that you make life-altering decisions, but I think there's sort of a path for you. And sure, every decision that you make is going to impact the outcome a little bit, but I feel like some way or another, like sure, you make left and right turns, but there's still like kind of a path. And ultimately you always like end up on that path a little bit.
So you
Now, just
think everybody that's homeless or drug addicted or in a destitute position, you think there's nothing they can do to escape that destiny. They're just destined to be.
No, 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 no. See, that's where I don't believe. I think those people had a path, but they've just ultimately made too many of the wrong decisions. I feel like they had a path and sure you have the free will to make those decisions, but like they just made, maybe one too many bad decisions. I don't know.
now with yours, do you think it's more of a spiritual preconception or a societal preconception? Like because you are the son of Randy and Krista, and they were doing this, they made this amount of money, they lived here. You are then in a position to be predestined for this, or is it like an overall like spiritual predestination?
I don't think it's definitely, I don't think it's like a class thing in terms of that, because I think that definitely has a factor, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's necessarily spiritual either, but I'd say I lean more towards like the spiritual side than like the class side. But I just feel like, you develop this like kind of personality and you're kind of like molded as you were raised and you kind of get put on this path. And then like you make some decisions that lead you one way, but ultimately I feel like the way you were kind of raised makes you end up making other decisions and it kind of puts you back on that path. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does.
To,
It does. I like it.
to me, it seems kind of, I guess, counter, not productive, or I'm blanking on the word. It just seems kind of like your opinion is fighting upon itself.
Like I'm contradicting myself a
Like
little bit.
the contradictions is the word. Yeah, you're contradict. Like your opinion's kind of contradictory, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding what you're saying.
No, I feel that. It's probably because I don't actually know what I think. I was just kind of honestly was wondering you guys' thoughts on it. But like, for instance, like I went to Wingate right after college, and I ended up leaving Wingate. Like, if I didn't do that, I probably, never would have went to UNCW. Probably wouldn't have like got back into the friend group as much as I did. And then does the army ever even happen? Do I ever move away? I don't know.
So you think somehow there was some cosmic force leading you to the army, or do you think the decisions that you made led you to the army?
I think a little bit of both.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly what I was thinking, is why I kind of wanted to hear you guys' thoughts. All right, but
Yeah.
that's all I got on that one.
The thinker, the thinker.
It's a
We could
thinker.
explore that one for a while.
Yeah, we could just
Yeah.
go in circles on that because that's kind of what I was doing with myself. But all right, back to Corey.
All right, this is a true random question, and this actually popped into my head the other day. I don't really know why, but can you think of any singular thing? It can be anything that happened in 1983, off the top of your head. We weren't alive,
1983.
so it's tougher for us. But something that happened in the world in 1983.
Nope, not a single thing.
Well, I know it was the year before Michael Jordan was drafted, and they won the national championship in 1982, but they didn't win in 90. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I got anything.
Uh, I didn't either. I don't know. It's
What?
just like it's a true random question. It's just like the somehow 1983 came up, and I was like, man, what happened in 1983? And I literally couldn't think of a singular thing. The Redskins won the Super Bowl. I had looked that up,
Hmm.
but I couldn't think of anything. Like you would think, just like a year that close to us being alive, that we could think of something that happened in that year, but I couldn't. I couldn't. So I was just curious if I was alone in that thought.
Yeah, it's definitely a random one. No, I can't. I can't think of anything that happened in 1983. All
But
right,
yeah,
Michael, back to you.
What is a superstition that you have, if any?
Um,
Some people are, some people aren't.
yeah, I wouldn't say I'm superstitious. I'd say I'm a little stitious,
You're a little stitious.
but not superstitious. Um, but it can be something simple like when Carolina plays, I always wear like the same shirt. I have like this long sleeve Carolina basketball shirt, and I always wear like that shirt when they play. It hasn't
Yeah.
worked out well for me in the past few years, so maybe I should switch it up. Um, but that's the only thing that's like on the top of my head. Now, like in growing up, like in sports and stuff, like routines, I think we're a little like superstitious about. Like, pregame football, we'd always go out and like we do our pregame warm up and then we run through the tunnel. Like I always do this thing where how we ran through like the banner or whatever. Like
Yeah.
cheerleaders always made the banner. Well, I would always like jump up and try and I don't know why it was like a thing. That's all I got.
I got nothing. No, I'm not superstitious at all. I don't do anything you're saying.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not.
Me too. Me too. Which is why I was curious if anybody had any because I'm not. Like I'll walk under a ladder, I'll break a mirror, I'll like what
Mhm.
black cat runs by, like means nothing to me.
Same.
I can't think of any superstitions that I personally hold. But I know some people are like really strict about it. So
Yes, some people are big on like the splitting the pole and like, oh,
yeah, they
don't
never
split the
split the
pole.
pole. Don't step on a crack or some bullshit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like do anything like that. No. All right. Well, that probably wraps up random questions. Anybody got any other ones?
No, no cues.
All right. Pat's peeves.
Oh, I got some peeves.
I got a couple
I
of Pat's
got a
peeves,
lot
and
of
and
food.
and truthfully, we could probably sit here and do Pat's peeves for an
Yeah,
entire
yeah,
episode.
we could for sure.
But my first Pat's peeve is the other day I was at the gym, and it was packed in the gym. and this dude was doing some dumbbell RDLs. He was getting after it, so props to him. But he was doing standing dumbbell RDLs, and then in between sets, he was sitting down on the bench and scrolling on his phone. And all the other benches were taken, and I
Ah,
needed a bench,
Mm,
so I was
dumb.
very annoyed. And then the next time he sat up to do his set, I had to ask if he was using the bench to get the bench, and it was frustrating. So that's Pat's
what did he
peeve for
say?
sure.
Did he
He
say
said
yes?
no.
I'm using it. Oh, okay, all
No, no, he said no. He was cool about it, but it's just like, come on, read the room a little bit, you know?
right. Yeah,
But yeah, Pat's peeve number one.
yeah.
Corey
My Pat.
or Mike. Okay, you can go.
Yeah,
You can
no.
skip Corey. It's okay.
Well, I didn't know we were. Is that the rotation for the whole podcast? I wasn't aware.
Fine.
No, we can switch it up for Pat's peeves.
No, this one happened to me today. Is very fresh in my mind. My Pat's peeve is don't fucking touch me.
Mm,
I was in Twin Peaks waiting on my to-go order. I was getting some fried pickles and mini tacos,
yum.
and then the manager of the establishment, a very big, very gay, very Cuban man, came up behind me, put his hand on my back, and said, "Hey, is this your order?" Immediately got out of my seat, brushed his hand off me, and said, "Yes, that's mine." But like, don't fucking touch me. Like, you don't need to touch me to ask me if that's my order.
Yeah, that's no good.
So can I further this by asking if this happened and it was one of those beautiful waitresses from Twin Peaks, would this today have been brought up as a pet peeve?
No, it would not have. That would have been my Mike's likes when when you're sitting at a restaurant and the sexy waitress caresses your back is my Mike's like.
Oh, God. Yeah, yeah, I figured as much.
But I
That's
feel
good
like
stuff.
that's not a hot take.
So
Like,
no gay Cubans are allowed to touch you.
well,
Yeah,
well, didn't help his case. All right, but
sure,
just don't fucking touch me.
got it.
Like, if
So
you're a random dude that I don't know, keep your fucking hands off me. That's beef.
That's fair.
we're not gay friendly on this podcast apparently. No fat,
It had
no
nothing to
gay.
do with him being gay. Had nothing to do with him being gay. I was just he was very gay and very Cuban.
So nothing
So
to
not
do
your
with him
type.
being gay, but everything to do with him being Cuban.
I have nothing against Cubans or gays. If
Just
you're
not your
Cuban, don't
type.
touch me. If you're gay, don't touch me. Just don't touch me.
They're not mutually exclusive either.
Okay. All right. Think my first one is gonna be because of this weekend. I saw a team that reminded me of this. I hate this. Ankle socks in football.
Oh,
No. Why are we doing that? They look so fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think they look stupid.
I hate it. Did you ever do that? Did you have to wear ankle
No,
socks? Why are we
no.
doing this? Why do they think it looks good?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is potentially like, everybody basically wears like the tights, like their socks go up and then like the tights go down and cover like their entire leg. So maybe they're trying to just stand out just a little bit more. But it does look like shit, to be honest. Tyreek Hill is a big one. He
yeah, he does
always
it a
does
lot.
that.
Yeah,
And it looks goofy. I
don't
don't
like
know.
it.
No, I could see it. I don't like it either. All right, next Pat's peeve is Sunday. I ordered pizza. Football on. I'm getting back from Kansas City. Naturally, I ordered some pizza and I ordered it online. And, I selected that I wanted ranch. So, I paid for it. And then the pizza gets here and there's no ranch.
Oh,
Like I had ranch in my house, so it's not that big of a deal. But if I'm going to pay 89 cents for ranch, I want my ranch because pizza places they generally have good ranch.
Yeah,
I don't really like ranch in my house. It just doesn't do it for me. But like pizza places, they have good ranch.
well, yeah. These places they scientifically curate their ranches to complement their dishes. So
Yeah,
yeah, like if I'm ordering pizza, I want the pizza ranch.
right. Yeah, I was pissed off. I got it and I was just like, I almost left a nasty Yelp review, but I was like, you know what? Let me take a couple steps back. People make mistakes. It's all good. But it was hot. especially
No,
because I
I'd be
paid
hot.
for it. Especially
Yeah, no,
because I paid
I'd
for
be.
it. Yeah.
What
All right, so
what establishment was this? What's that name?
it's like a local place called GW's Pizza.
Okay.
So we'll just out them on live air now. If you're
Well,
ever in,
okay. But how is the pizza?
pizza's great. Love it.
Okay. All right. So let's
Solid
bring them
pizza.
back a little bit.
I'm
Just
still gonna
fucking
order.
don't forget the ranch.
Yeah, like they probably made an innocent mistake, but it's an innocent mistake that cost me 89 cents. And but they do have good pizza, I will say. Um, that's my go-to in like the local area. There's another place I like, except they don't do just like a regular large pizza. It's like kind of like Michelangelo's where you get like this giant pizza, which is good if you have a group of people, but like I don't need that for myself watching Sunday football, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's peace. Mike, I think
Yeah, I
you're
got
up.
another pet. I got another pet's peeve. Um, don't. I'm trying to think of a way to communicate it in like an actual situation. You don't need to come up to my car to communicate with me. I was at the gas station. Apparently, it was packed gas station. It was Sam's Club. The car in front of me, somehow they fucked up the pump because it worked for the person before them. Um, and they walked all the way to my car, knocked on my window, and said, "Hey, the pump's not working." You could have just looked at me and like did a little sign that like what would you call this sign right here, like the no go or something, like thumbs down. Give me a thumbs down. Don't fucking walk to my car and knock on my window and try to communicate with me. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
Now,
moral of the story. Just fucking don't fuck with you,
Just
huh?
just
don't
don't
fuck
just
with
Just
just
Mike.
don't talk. Just
don't
stay
talk
the
to me.
fuck away, dude.
Yes,
Fuck
yes.
you.
I do have to ask, did he happen to be Cuban and gay?
What's
Gay,
that?
I'm not sure. He definitely was of Hispanic heritage. Cuban, he didn't look Cuban to me. He looked something
Okay,
else, but
that's fair.
What was the weight situation? Because you're getting, kind of skinny, so you might be kind of like Trey and grudging against the fatty.
no, he certainly was not skinny, but
Okay.
he
There
was
we
middle grade. He
go.
was an older dude. He was
There
older
we
dude.
go.
No, he was
Problem
older
number
dude.
one.
He
Oh,
had a
and
little
old.
belly on him. He
Old
wasn't
fat.
fat like he
Old
wasn't
fat
fat like
gay
his whole
Cuban.
body. His whole body was not fat. He just had a little beer gut, but he had skinny little arms and little legs.
That might be even
That's the
worse.
word. No, that is that's the worst build of all time. Fat fucking stomach and skinny little arms and legs. Like, nah, dude, that ain't it. Get in the gym quick.
But he was
Stop
old. He
drinking
was like
beer.
60. He was 60. He lived his life. Now he's just going to eat and be merry
Sure.
and.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Corey, you got any more Mike Pat's peeves or no?
Oh yeah, of course. Um, this one though is kind of weird. I don't know. I think this might just be a me thing. The word supper for me. Fuck the word supper. What a stupid fucking word. Dude, if anybody says like, "Hey, what do you want for supper?" Nah, it's dinner. Like supper? No. Am I learning this or is this like a me thing, me being weird here?
I
It
think
doesn't
it
bother
might.
me.
It doesn't bother me
Okay.
necessarily. I
All right.
think
No. I kind of figured this would be a me thing. Fuck the word supper. For some reason, it's like you're eating spaghetti. I feel like if you can only you can only call it supper if you're eating spaghetti. And I don't know the correlation. I have no idea. Maybe it's because you like slurp spaghetti in the word supper.
yeah.
It's stupid to me. To be honest with you, it's stupid. So that's my pet peeve. Don't use supper. Call it dinner.
Okay.
To me, if you're having supper, if somebody says you want supper, it has to be a home cooked meal. You can't say like, "What do you want for supper?" and then we're talking about going out to eat. That's definitely dinner.
At
But
least
still,
at
I don't
least
use
someone
supper.
else like thinks it's separate. Like you're not completely bunching the two words together. Like you have
Yeah.
some differentiation there.
Yeah.
Nah,
I mean, I
dude,
don't use the word supper. I definitely say dinner. I think my mom has used supper.
can't stand it. I heard it the other day, and I have a running list of Pat's peeves. Like I'm sure we all do. Now all I
Yeah.
put was the word
That
supper.
shit pissed me off writing
Fuck
it
that
down.
word.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, I don't have any more past peeves, so if anybody has any other grievances they want to air out in real time, then now's the opportunity.
Yeah, Pat's peeve, Aaron Jones not running the ball 30 times in the first quarter. That's my Pat's peeve.
That's fair. Is Justin Jefferson hurt yet?
Uh, no, I don't think so.
Damn it.
But I don't think he's also caught anything, so you might be in the clear.
All right. Hopefully, it's taken out on the stretcher. It's not life threatening. Just sits out this game. But yeah, if no other Pat's peeves, we can move on to Mike's likes and then kind of close it out with closing comments.
Yeah, Mike's likes. Kind of the opposite of your experience. I got a to-go order. I asked for sides, and they gave me an appropriate amount of sides for the food that I ordered, and they gave me every sauce that I requested, which
That
was
is
super
nice
nice.
because I feel like my experience with takeout is the food portions are always smaller
Yeah.
than when I eat in an actual restaurant.
Oh, 100% agree. Which is why I was pleasantly surprised today.
Yeah,
The appropriate amount. It was nice.
nice.
Bittersweet Twin Peaks trip, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I
You
mean,
got a
look,
past
the whole
peeve and
experience,
Mike's like,
the whole experience was good, aside from him putting his hand on my back. Other than that, it was a pleasant experience.
made you feel things.
No, I just don't touch me. Unless you're a big titty Latina that is waitressing at Twin Peaks. Then touch me all you want.
Horta.
Oh man, all right, Corey, you got any Mike's likes?
Yeah, I got two. My first one, and I'm actually almost there right now. The three beer buzz,
Hey.
most underrated part of drinking. Like the three beer buzz is not talked about enough. It's perfect. It's euphoric. I feel like after that, you either go too far, not too far, but like you're going a different direction. You're drinking after that. After three, you're like feeling good, but you're still like fine to operate and do stuff.
No,
Three
I
beer buzz.
agree. Three beers is a good number, especially for like a casual, just like hanging out by yourself watching a football game or something. Three's a good number for sure. I like it. All right. Mike's like for me is this is another one at the gym, so we got a Pat's peeve and a Mike's like from the gym as well. And there's this bathroom that's like the shitting bathroom. However, this bathroom has a pretty quick timer for the lights, so the lights will go out on you, right? And this time I'm just walking into the bathroom to take a piss, but I walk into the bathroom, the lights are out, and then when I walk in, they come back on, and there's this guy like shitting in the dark in the stall. It was nice. I got a nice laugh. I walk in, and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
No flashlight on or nothing. He's just straight up shitting in the dark.
It must have been a long one, right? Like how long is that spent for?
The timer is pretty quick, to be honest with you. Like
Okay.
that's really the emergency shit bathroom. You don't go in there for a casual shit. It's like your pre-workout is hit, and it's like I gotta get rid of this now. And I swear to God, the timer's like 3 minutes. So, I walk in, and normally, like, if I'm ever in there and the light goes out, I'll cut my like phone flashlight on because you need a little bit of light. Like, I can't just sit there and shit in the dark. But this guy is just straight up pitch black. I walk in, light cut on. I got a nice laugh. So, nice like.
Mhm.
All
Like
right, and
your last
you got a
night.
nice like? You said you had two, right?
I have one more. Do you have any
Okay,
more, Mike?
I do
No,
not
that
have
was
any
it.
more.
So my last one is when you're driving on like a two-lane highway and you're in the left lane, but you're pretty much blocked in. Like you can't really go anywhere. You would love to, but you can't. And then you got somebody behind you on your ass, and nobody's right to the right of you. And they're like, they zoom out and they go and they come up right next to you. And then they realize, oh shit, there's nowhere for me to go. And so, so then they have to fall back and either get back behind you or bonus points they fucking loser spot behind you and Sanders then even further back down in the traffic line. Fucking Mike's like, dude, love that.
That's funny. That's a good one for sure. I love that on the highway. Some dude who's just like impatient as fuck, and he was like, "There's nowhere for me to go," and
Yep.
they're just like, "Man, it's awesome." All right, well, I appreciate you guys filling the void. Obviously, Tyler obviously has his priorities fucked up, and we know that.
He's a part-time host, like at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He ruined the weekend too. We had plans and stuff, and
that's true.
he
What
just
an
did not.
asshole. Oh man. All right. Well, thanks again for coming on. I'll get this published and then that way we can listen to it tomorrow. So enjoy the football game and pray for Justin Jefferson hamstring injury.
All right, will do.
All right, can't wait for Aaron Jones to get under 7.5 points.
Shut your mouth. He's already on a bullshit path now. I need a TD is what I need.
No TDs for Aaron
Ugh,
Jones. All right,
go
first
fuck
week L
yourself.
for Mike. Yeah.
Go fuck